What's up, Pisces people? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. Gonna transition over. I did about 3 love readings for you guys in a row for all the zodiac signs. So gonna transition into a career and finances one. Specifically, someone in the Pisces gang, or at least on the Pisces video, requested this. So ask and you shall receive. I'm doing Pisces first, so thank you for leaving that comment. I hope this resonates with you. You know who you are. Yeah, let's see what we can get for Pisces regarding career and finances. All right, you guys know my spiel, I hope, at this point. If not for the newbies, I do general tarot messages here on YouTube. That means not everything I say will resonate with you. It's up to you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Ultimately, I ask that you only take away messages that resonate with you, that fit your circumstance or scenario, that motivate you, inspire you, illuminate you to something new, or the opposite, confirm something you needed to hear, okay? Everything about this video will be in the description box below for you, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. And .com, like, share, subscribe wherever you can. Pisces gang, I need your help. I started this channel a year ago and I am this close to reaching 2,000 subs. I'm like 200 people away, which, I mean, that's a number, right? But I could use your help. So if you haven't subscribed already, if you could do me that honor, that blessing, I would appreciate it, right? Doesn't cost you anything. You're just going to get those little notifications from me if you hit the wiggly bell. If not, you won't get the notifications anyway. So if you so desire and could do me the favor of subscribing, that would be awesome. If not, I'm happy to have you here on YouTube. All right, so a couple more cards for my Pisces gang. Let's see what's up with that. Career, money, finances, jobs, internships. Lord help us, right? During this pandemic, we don't know what we're going to get, but your cards actually look really positive, so we'll see what they say. One more, please. All right, cool. Those came out together. All right, so bottom of your deck, there's going to be something worth celebrating, or this could just indicate that no matter or despite the circumstances, you're still getting to feel the happy energy of those around you. So maybe you're with your family, but this is more of a card of like friendships to me, even sometimes dating. So this could indicate that like even if it's through video chat or whatever it is, there's people around you that are really loving you and kind of soaking you in that good, positive, watery energy. This is also a card of reunions, celebrations. So it could be that you're getting some sort of communication about a job that you've wanted, and I'm not just pulling that out of nowhere. You have cards that indicate that as well, but potentially this could be the win, the victory of a long-awaited job offer, okay? Yeah, something that you're really stressing about, especially if you're like an entrepreneur or you do something individually by yourself. You might be fearful that money is going to come to a halt, or something is going to impact or affect your, even if it's not your main job, like your side income. Again, something about entrepreneurship or individually. You're up at night really worried about it, but I think there's a nice little blessing coming in for you. It might be in the form of money that you're not necessarily looking at. Or it could even be if you've asked for a loan or a sum of money, something about this is like, yes, I got it. And like your family or your friends are going to be celebrating to you. So that's cool. Let's hop into your reading. So this first line is really great. So the first card you have is Temperance. You have the 10 of Cups. Guys, you have the 10 of Cups. You have the Ace of Swords, and then the overall outcome is the Workers card. So this is saying to me, keep working at it, because something's developing behind the scenes. It's like your angel guides, your guardians, they're orchestrating something great that's going to fill your cup. There's going to be equal back and forth between. So that says to me, it's something about like the output of the work you're doing will match the income that you will be receiving. And I don't like to be a hype man, a hype woman with my cards, but when the 10 of Cups shows up, it's something that's going to bring you major joy. 10s are always completions of cycles. So if you've been fighting for maybe many years or many months to get that promotion or to get that job title, or working at a skill or some sort of, again, even like a side income or a side hustle for many years, it's almost like you get that a break. I heard a clean break. But no, it's like someone cuts you a break where it's finally like it's the beginning of a new. Something that you've been working at and tremendously like pouring your heart and your soul and everything, your passion into this cup. It's like somebody notices, somebody communicates with you like, hey, Pisces, I really like how you're doing it. Want to come work for me? That's sort of what I get from this. And I'll throw some clarifiers on it. I'm not here to to blow smoke up your you-know-what. Like, I'm not here to tell you things that aren't true, but for those looking for work, especially if you've already applied to something, and if you're thinking about it, this indicates to me something very, very positive in the work spread, right? I don't know why I'm being told to really point this out, but I feel like with tarot, there's sometimes a misconception of I'm just going to tell you everything you want to hear and this and that. Like, I don't do my tarot that way. So for the newbies, look up these cards, right? I think almost any tarot reader would look at these and go, oh, like these are extremely positive cards. And I'm thrilled to see that for you, Pisces, because I know particularly in love, you guys have had like this, emotional waves is what I'm doing with my arm. I'm not just like dancing. I'm not just like popping and locking over here. No, but no, there's something about like in love and romance, you guys have had like a tough break. And so, I mean, this could indicate something in a relationship too, but I'm reading for career and finances. So again, with this being bottom of your deck, something that you didn't think was going to come into you, some sort of blessing that would really help elevate your finance, your affluence, even just your self-respect in terms of viewing yourself as a valuable asset, a valuable team player, individually standing on your own 2 feet. Yeah, you guys, word is coming in about something beautiful that you have been waiting on. And it's even better than what you've been settling for in the past. 8 of Cups is understanding that while it's scary to walk away from what is known, from what once filled our cup, once was emotionally satisfying, moving on to go to go to the next level, right? The 8 to the 9 to the 10 of Cups. It's almost like you skip a step because the thing is you've known something else was your wish fulfillment. You've just been stuck in I almost want to say like a dead end job or something that maybe it paid the bills, right? It was filling your cup, but did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Were you passionate about it? A lot of my Pisces decide to walk away or, God forbid, or however you view it, maybe not, right? If you were to be released from a job, it was almost a nudge from the universe to be like, this isn't it, kid. Like, you've been settling, allow me to step in and redirect you. But it's almost like you don't even need that nudge. It's like intuitively, spiritually, you already sense that your guides, God, universe, they're nudging you in a brand new direction. And yet to leave behind what felt, I just keep wanting to say, what felt like a dead-end job, because there was no passion there. You weren't happy doing it. It didn't excite you. You didn't feel motivated to wake up and go to work in the morning. It's something like you get communication about something new that is much more creative. It's much more, it might even be like a career in like these, I'm being called to say like the spirituality or the spiritual arts, if that makes sense. You Pisces are extremely psychic and intuitive, so it could be something like tarot reading, though it doesn't have to be. But yeah, it's almost like you've put in the effort, you've put in the miles, it's like spirit knows that you have the endurance and the energy to push through obstacles or barriers that were presented in your spiritual path. Instead of giving up, instead of rolling over and taking it, it's something about you pressed on, you kept pushing through, and the universe sees that. And yeah, it's like slowly but surely your ships have been coming in. You just couldn't see them because it felt like it was moving at a snail's pace. But yeah, you have a King of Wands reaching out to you with a new contract. Guys, this is beautiful. With the Queen of Wands, this contract between you and your new employer, it's magic. It's a divine pairing. It could be a fire sign that is reaching out to you, or this just indicates to me a career in the arts. Painting, singing, dancing, acting, again, like even a spirituality with wands, as well as a career in which you would be a key communicator. So writing, giving speeches, being like a motivational speaker, being a speech therapist, right? Something involving word or communication, particularly word or communication about the universe, about God. And, maybe you're starting like a side hustle and you're like an astrologer or something. So even if this doesn't represent a new contract with a physical employer, it could represent a new like spiritual contract that like the universe is trying to usher into you. And this could be a beautiful collaboration, right? If this is you and your best friend, Pisces, I understand that you are not a fire sign, but you are represented in this like beautiful divine pairing. So it could represent like the idea of you and your job are a beautiful match, a match made in heaven. It could also represent a partnership, particularly with an Aries, or you could be a Pisces Aries cusper. These are cards of Leo, Aries, and Sag to me, right? So, and this being a Libra card too, maybe it's a little nice threesome, like a group. Maybe it's a musical group, something like that. Pisces tend to be very good with with as musicians, right? And poetry. You have those deep, beautiful, just dripping with emotion and compassion souls. My Pisces gang out there. Yeah, no wonder you guys are going first in the career readings, because you're fucking crushing it. Like, again, don't mean to be a hype person with the cards, but these are very positive. So here's the thing. Now let me bring you down, right? Let me break it down for you. I'm just kidding. I'm such a dork. How I was saying, Eight of Cups can sometimes be a need for great emotional bravery to walk away from something that either wasn't paying you enough or was undervaluing you, or again, just it didn't excite you. It was so mundane and boring and almost like, I heard incompetent. Maybe you were working with people who were incompetent, or maybe it was someone viewed you as, oh, Pisces, like, no, like they're, just keep them in like the lower roles. They're just like almost like a filmy position, but they weren't ever going to promote you. That's sort of what I'm getting from this. I'm not saying this to put the fear of God in you, or I don't do fear-based readings. I just don't. But I am very real with how I read cards. So there is a possibility that some of you are worried about losing a job because it would affect your finances, right? Okay. That's, I think, why the Tower card is coming in. You have to recognize, and I'm not necessarily predicting this, but I'm throwing it out there for whoever story this might be. If you were to lose a job by means of, someone letting you go versus your own choice to walk away, right? If this Tower moment comes in and is, shakes your world up, is earth-shattering, know that it is because you are supposed to move towards what you love. It was never meant to be. By staying at a job that was, again, dead end, breaking your back, giving you stress and anxiety to be there, making you feel undervalued, etc., there's no looking back now. Take this almost as a blessing in disguise, and I don't mean to be unsympathetic. Obviously, losing a job is a huge deal, right? And it probably will impact your finances. Anticipate that in advance so you can start saving some money, because know that while it may be scary in the moment to have to sort of ride out those waves, right? Queen of Cups sitting in the water, ride out the waves of, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Know that like the next big wave that comes in, it is freaking fantastic. It was divinely guided. It was supposed to come to you. This is my Cancerian card. It is also representing you, Pisces, because it is that Cups element. This says something to me about... It has something to do with the waves, the way it comes in with the tide, Cancer and you. So, whatever. Cancer, Pisces, doesn't really matter. The point I'm getting at is it's connected to the moon. It's connected to cycles. And the moon affects the tides, the pushing and the pulling of the ocean, right? So know that metaphorically, if the Tower feels like you're gasping for air because, either metaphor, it's drowning you in stress, or the opposite, you feel like your financial stability has been pulled away, know that like there's nothing stopping the gravitational forces of that tide coming back to like breathe life back into you, if that makes sense. That when water can be extremely cleansing, it can be extremely healing. So know that it's like that next time that wave crashes on you, because you're the fish, right? That water element, it's not something you need to fear. It's almost like it's the opposite. When spirit pulls back the water, pulls back the finances, you're going to be like a fish, on like flapping on the, whatever. This is a stupid metaphor. I'm sorry, but it isn't. It means something. You're like a fish flopping on the dock or flopping on the sand of the beach. Know though that next wave, it's coming. You have to have faith though. That's what this is saying. All these heavy metaphors of having faith and psychic intuition, right? My Queen of Cups. You know that something is going to fill your cup up, so don't block your blessings. It's almost like the more you resent this potential Tower coming in, something unexpected that maybe you had no control over, I'm almost getting by begrudging the universe, by acting in sort of a childish way of like, it's not fair. That is not going to do you any good. Spirit is calling for you to have faith and divine timing. Have you seen that? It's like a meme or a GIF, or it's a meme, I guess. It's like an image. I think I've seen it on like Instagram, and it's like, it depicts God holding a giant teddy bear behind his back, right? And there's this child holding this little teddy bear, and she's sad because she's being asked to give it away. And it says something about like, you have no idea what I have for you, or what I have in store for you is even better. And this is like a silly metaphor, but it's the idea of like the child's bear is this big, but he has one that's this big. She just can't see it. It's about having faith. It's about having trust that the universe is trying to usher in something to you that is even better. It's going to make you really happy because you're going to be passionate about the work you're doing. It will be some sort of fresh new start and new beginning, potentially a collaboration with a fire sign or an air sign, or both, Pisces, right? You may have that strong in your chart as well. So then let's dip down to this row here. You have the Page of Wands. Some of you are going to hang out with your mom or seek some sort of wisdom from a divine feminine. Could also be a Taurus or a Libra that you're interested in. Because you're at some sort of crossroads, so maybe for some of you, this is deciding to leave. If that's the case, it's you leaving behind a shitstorm. Again, it's not something that you're terribly sentimental about, other than maybe the friendships you've made there. I could see that, but in terms of the work you're doing, you're just like, God, I can't wait to get the hell out of here. Some of you will choose to do that. If that's the case, you may end up asking for a job from this Empress person. So again, potentially a Taurus or a Libra, doesn't have to be. Someone who's quite wealthy, I'm getting something about clothing or fashion design here. Someone who is like a very maternal energy, but I am getting you're extremely intimidated by this person, whether it's male or female. You're presenting as this Page of Wands, so the idea of putting out small bits of communication, like, let me show you my work. Let me show you my resume. Let me show you my website that I designed myself, right? Creative energy here, but wanting to communicate with an Empress, you're worried she's not going to see you or give you the time of day. Okay, so there's an interesting message coming here. Just because this person doesn't respond to you initially, again, don't sink into this, woe is me, closing off my cup, the universe doesn't want me to be happy. Like, it's not true. It's actually saying there's something about the divine timing. If you don't hear back from this person, particularly if it's not even a boss, if it more has to do with I'm seeking some sort of guidance, like even like a tarot reader or a counselor, a therapist, something about you going and being like, what do you think I should do with this? If this person doesn't respond, again, it's a blessing in disguise, because let me try that again. It is forcing you to step up and take control of your own destiny, of your own life. You may have constantly been in a more, how do I want to phrase this? A mentality of asking for permission from people how to go about your own life. And this is saying to me, it's time for the child to step up and become like the parent, but it has to do with your own life, the decisions you make. And I'm not at all shaming you or judging or talking down to you, but there's an element of this of asking for permission from someone you view as your superior. It's almost saying, if you want to be your own boss, well, you're going to have to start making those executive decisions, right? It's actually a really beautiful metaphor, but it's like the world is in your hands. What do you want to do with it, Pisces? It's up to you. Again, I'm being called to say Pisces Aries, because this is an Aries card. Aries is the head of the zodiac. They are very headstrong, right? They don't ask for permission. They're fire signs. They do it. When they come into a room, they blow it up, right? They explode it. All in metaphor, right? Please don't do that. But yeah, it's something about like, let's light it up. Let's get, and maybe that has to do with raising your vibration as like a light worker, maybe. But it's something about injecting like a much needed dose of energy and passion and confidence into this whole path that you're trying to go down with what feels like a very like creative or spiritual endeavor. Again, something with voice or communication that you've been working on. It's not something that you haven't done an ounce of work on, because I think Spirit's been watching you do this. So for those who haven't been, right? For those who have just been toying with the idea of something, start working on it, because potentially down the road for you, this could be your story and it looks fantastic. You're being asked to make some executive decisions for yourself. There's no harm in asking those around you for advice or guidance, but know that sometimes the answers don't always come from others. They already exist within you. Again, that psychic ability, Pisces, right? You tend to question yourself a lot, and because of that, you remain in this land of indecision well beyond its expiration date. So rather than making a decision and potentially like having the repercussions of fearing that was the wrong decision, you just don't make the decision at all. So you're kind of left in la la land for a while, like, well, maybe maybe I'll just sit here and think about it. But what I'm getting is you're thinking about it too long. Sometimes you just need to make a decision, because either way, whether it was, there's no such thing as the right or wrong decision. Ultimately, everything in your spiritual path is the right decision because it's leading you to the grand prize, right? But even if you make the quote wrong decision, right? And I put that in quotes because it's not really a real thing. There's a way to course correct, right? There's knowledge to be gained from this Knight of Swords who constantly acts on impulse, right? Sometimes he gets his ass handed to him, right? Sometimes the universe kind of has to slap him back and be like, nope, that wasn't your territory, or nope, that's not the way you do it. But I'm almost getting with you, there's a sense to kind of harness that like fiery energy and just kind of do something. Maybe don't be so in your head about it. Maybe don't question it too much. If it intuitively feels right, go for it. Make the choice. Make the decision. Because again, you want to highlight, I think you're going to be really happy that you did. So then your last card here, is putting down your negative self-talk. Things that you've been carrying around with you for ages. This is essentially like your baggage, your emotional baggage, your mental baggage, right? Maybe your physical baggage. I don't know what that would be, but there's something about you don't really need it anymore. It's like, stop. Hammer time. Just kidding. Maybe I'll call your video that. A little intrigue, right? Sorry. I laugh at my own jokes all day, every day. Anyway, stop. Hammer time. Sorry, guys. I am so sorry, you guys. I started giggling and then I started coughing and then I had to pause you because I'm the worst. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is about beating the obstacles, beating the devil, beating the shadow side that essentially exists within us all, right? So again, the negativity, the lack of confidence, the self-doubt, the cruel things that people said to you in your childhood that you're still carrying around and like believing as the truth. It's time to set that shit down, because it's almost like you're trying to get to this place. Maybe that's your home. Maybe that's working from home. Maybe that's starting your new business. It's opening that shop. Whatever it is, it's applying to that dream job. It's there, but you're trying to bring all this stuff with you that you can't bring it. It's like, stop, you're not allowed, right? This is Saturnian energy, which is all about kind of like law enforcement and stuff. So maybe some of you are doing something with that, but what I'm getting at is that you're told that if you want to get here, there's something you're not allowed to bring with you, right? And what you're not allowed to bring with you is the bullshit, right? So tough love, Pisces, right? But the bullshit, right? The excuses, or again, I don't mean to be insensitive, but the things you've been carrying around as your truth when it wasn't, it was someone else's truth. That's holding you hostage. That's sort of been putting you in a prison. It's time to release those. And when this card, I think I've said this to you before, when this card comes up, I'm always an advocate of seek help, right? If you feel like you're drowning in your own thoughts, that's a fantastic time to go talk to a counselor or to a therapist. Probably something more than just a tarot reader, right? And I'm by no means a medical, professional. I don't do medical readings, but that can communicate to me that someone is really struggling with anxiety and depression, and maybe that's what you've been carrying around, and like, my goodness, help yourself, right? You don't want to carry that around anymore, and it is kind of being communicated to me as like negative, dark thoughts that you just can't bring them with you on this new journey. This to me, with these aces and this 10 of cups, this is a new chapter, and it's such a blessing. It's going to be so beautiful. But if you want this, you have to earn it. And by earning it, it's a sense of needing to conquer the devil. There's a need to like defeat the negative or self-doubting things that exist within you, because they're not allowed to come on this next journey with you. And it's like the universe has decided, right? That's not me being like, no, Pisces, no bullshit. There's something about God wants you to free yourself of this, because it's a burden. It's annoying. It's holding you back. Thank you, Spirit. That is good. It's holding you back. You can accomplish this in such a beautiful, amazing way if you can just realize what's been stopping you in the past and find a healthy, beneficial way to release it so that it's not your story anymore. This is your new story. It's something that you're going to work on, that the hours will fly by because you love it. You're passionate about it, and it brings you happiness, and it fills your cup. It brings you money. It brings you income. All right. For Pisces, please. For Pisces. Whoa. Walking away. Yeah, some of you are walking away from a job that, again, it's almost like whether you choose to do it or whether it chooses you, essentially. There's a walking away from something that you were never meant to stay there. You just weren't. It was a temporary landing zone so that you could learn about yourself, about your some valuable lessons, about your strength, about your endurance, but ultimately about your free will, about your power to make important choices. Where's my two of wands? Yeah. Stepping into the executive power of your own life, right? To start making decisions about what brings you happiness and what doesn't, and not being afraid to be like, sorry, this isn't the job for me, like I deserve better. It was to build your confidence, really, is what I'm getting. All right, let's throw one of these oracle cards on it. Pisces. Ooh, I don't even know if I know how to say this. Lemuria, create heaven on earth. It's happening. This deck is so pretty. I love the visuals. Now I'm hearing Heaven on Earth by Belinda Carlisle. Is that her name? She's of the Go-Go's. Heaven on Earth. That to me looks like heaven on earth. Your 10 of Cups, whatever it is you're dreaming of, you need to start creating it. With all that wand energy, right? It starts here. The bullshit stops here, though, right? That cycle is done, over, finito, right? It's over, it's done. You have two of the heaviest cards in the deck, the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Again, I don't mean to just brush it aside, but there's an urgency to find a way to cope with this and understand what's been holding you back and defeat the devil once and for all, right? Some of you may be at a job where a Capricorn is like a slave driver. It doesn't have to be a Capricorn, but yeah, you might be working for a boss that just undervalues you or doesn't pay you enough, or I don't know, something like that. All right, and for those who are lost and soul searching and needing some ideas on career, if they're thinking of switching careers or something else, let's throw some clarifiers on that. We'll take 2 or 3. One more for Pisces, for my Pisces. Whoa, too many cards, but animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance, as animals are a part of your life work. Little Dr. Dolittle vibes right there, Pisces. This one came out first. Crystals. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. And let's see. We'll take these 2, I guess. Environmentalist. You are an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. And yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercises. All right. So nothing super specific, but maybe you're going to be involved in some sort of career regarding these activities or these things. Let me know in the comments down below, Pisces. It helps drive traffic to my channel. It's not me being an egomaniac. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. I will see you beautiful Pisces later. Bye.